Now we boycotted in 2008 general elections. We were part of the group which said under Musharraf we don't expect any fair election, and it should be a transitional government taking over, and then there should be general elections. So we boycotted, but we took part in this by-election, and there was 17 candidates. It was a by-election because the candidate, the MP from that district, had used a fake degree of graduation. The condition for the eligibility of a candidate put forward by General Musharraf in 2002 that you must have a university graduation degree. And he said, the problem is illiteracy, so we need a very educated parliament, and less than 1% of the total population in Pakistan is graduate. So really 99% lost the right to be candidate in the election because of that conditionality. But we have the rich people who are also not graduates, and these rich people wanted to go to the parliament. So what they did, because of the concession by General Musharraf, that the degree from a madrasa can be equivalent to graduation. So this was a concession by General Musharraf to mullahs, that their madrasa degree can be considered as graduate degree. And many such rich people or like this person bought degrees from the madrasas and presented to election commission. We are graduate, we have graduation from that religious institution, that religious institution. But when, because of the lawyers' movement, there was some independence of the judiciary, they took some actions, and some of those who have used the fake degrees, they had to resign from their seats. And he was one of them. So we started campaigning in that elections. People's Party vote in 2008 elections were 30,000. They got 21,000 this time. Muslim League Nawaz and Muslim League Q had the same candidates on the both elections. They had 42,000 in 2008, and they got now 31,000, and they won the seat. And we got 3,470 votes, and we came third, around 7% of the total vote we got. But this was not an election between the parties. We were competing against two governments, one in the province of Punjab, one in the federal government. The federal government was announcing all the development schemes, gas, sanitation, road constructions, Benazir income support, checks, and so on. But Muslim League Nawaz had an even better idea than these development schemes. They were just giving cash to voters. 3,000 to 10,000 rupees you can get, and millions of rupees were spent by these candidates. And there was open violation of all the rules and code of ethics laid down by Election Commission. We acted upon as it is been written. Size of the poster, how many money you can spend. But these parties of the rich violated every law which they have signed when they became the candidate. They won the election, and that's the election in Pakistan. It's a business. It's not like a democratic election based on ideas, on politics. You bring your plan, but we were able to organize a lot of massive rallies, particularly on 1st of May in that constituency. We had over 5,000 in our rally, and maybe that was our mistake to have a big rally on that day. The reason was that then the Muslim League Nawaz concentrated in that area where a lot of people have come in our rally, and they distributed cash, and we didn't get the vote which we were supposed to get. But not only that, that we took part in elections, one of the main achievement of Labour Party of Pakistan is to build movement and to take part in the movement. And we had built a peasant movement on the land which military has occupied in different districts of Punjab. Military, when it came to power in October 99, they wanted tenants who were working there for 100 years to vacate the land, and they should work as on contract rather than as tenant. there was a tenancy act under Bhutto which gave hereditary rights to the tenants. And it was difficult to kick out the tenants from the land. But this was like they wanted a maneuver that tenants should pay very little amount as contract and they should not be tenant, but they must sign a new contract with the army. We said we don't accept it. Then we decided in a meeting, we will not pay the 40% we have been paying for 100 years. Because we have worked here 100 years, this is our land. We have made this land cultivatable. We have worked very hard. 3 generations has gone and we still are not owner of this land despite the promises of different governments. So our slogan was Malki ya Maut. It is slogan either ownership or death. That does not mean that we will kill them, but we said you can kill us or we will become the owners. And one of the main characteristics of this peasant movement was the role of the women, peasant women in that movement. Peasant women normally clean clothes on the canal side because there is not enough water available at homes. So they bring the dirty clothes, go to the canal side, and they have like a stick called thapa, which they beat the clothes to take out the dirt of the clothes. And one of our female comrades who went for a month to the villages to organize the peasant women, they discussed and they agreed to form a thapa force, that wooden stick force. And she said to these women, if you can clean the dirty dirty clothes, you can clean the dirty police and army as well. Beat them when they come to kick you out from here. And women fought many times. And in one incident, where a police officer came to see me in Lahore that I should mediate some sort of conciliation with them, he told me the story. He said we went to take the votes out of a village because tenants said you can't take anything from our villages. We will not pay anything. And it was like 400-500 policemen trying to take the vote from that village. When they went inside, they announced in the loudspeaker of a church and of a mosque. It's like 40% Christian and 60% Muslim in those villages. Because Christians were also brought by the British imperialism at that time to cultivate the land. So it's like 40-60%. And it was a very good unity. And there was no fundamentalism in this area because it was a class struggle which was developing at the time. And when they tried to take the wood, men just hesitated to do something. And they had made big claims earlier. We will fight. If the police come, we will be in the forefront. You have to come behind us. And then the women of that village got together. They had those thapas with them, the wooden sticks. And the police officer told me that I thought the women will come, they will shout, they will make some dirty words against us, and that's all they will do, not more than that. And they said we never expected something which happened afterwards. So women came in a group, like 15-20 of them, and when there was police standing and they were picking up the wood, putting it in a truck to take it away from the village, women started beating with their sticks. And it was a sudden attack by women on the police. And police panicked. They ran away, they did not know what has happened. And they couldn't do, and later they did some air fire and all that, but they were so ashamed to be beaten up by women. They said it was really that we never expected that women will beat us up. We were ready to beat men, but we were beaten up by women. And that's how these women led that movement. And it's going on now for 9 years. Every single family is a little bit rich. And this is the militancy that this movement has shown. Now Labour Party as a party decided not to ask them to join the party. We said we will help them in their campaign. And if they are successful, they may join us.